Ooh, look at this right here. Today in the shop we have a brand new 2020 Bentley Continental GT. This is considered a new car, but this is another prime example of not all new cars look new. There's a lot of paint issues on this vehicle. It's here at Chicago Auto Pros for some extensive paint correction and a ceramic coating. We're gonna make this Bentley look better than new. All right, we just got done washing and decontaminating the vehicle, and now it's time to do an inspection on it, a pre-detail inspection. We do this every time we get a car in here. We're gonna use our GoPro and go over the car, and we're gonna document any paint defects on the vehicle that it may have. Remember, this car has 249 miles on it. All right, starting off the hood right away, we got these spotlights. These are our two paint correction bays. We put these lights in here just so we can see scratches like this. In this hood, you can see all the swirl marks. I'm guessing this is pretty sensitive paint because it has all these swirl marks here on this very low mileage car. There's a lot of different type of defects too. So you can see some deeper scratches right in the hood area there. Something here looks like a little glue residue, and we have a lot of that on this car. I already looked over it a little bit, and there's glue all over it. When these cars come brand new, they have a lot of stickers or protective plastics on them, and then they get pulled off the vehicle. And then sometimes you have glue residue that gets left behind, like right here. You can see a line of glue right here. Over inside this crack here, we got some polish or compound or something that somebody's already used on the car to polish out. A lot of times when they have adhesive left over, they're gonna start taking it off. They'll be pretty aggressive with it, taking this off, and then you're gonna see some scratches, more glue marks right there. And they'll come back and polish it, and a lot of times they just don't have the knowledge to polish this out to look like an absolute mirror. On this corner here, you'll see a difference. You can see this small, really kind of micro hazing, micro marring. There was an actual machine here that we can tell because it's in these kind of circular motions. It's probably a rotary machine that was here. Something was polished out in this area. As we walk the car, let's take a look at the side here. We've got our light. And you can see those swirl marks. Nice and even, so there you go, right on the chrome there. There's another glue line. So we're gonna wipe this down with some adhesive remover before we even start any polishing on this. You can see that glue line goes all the way down there. So first step is we're gonna get all that removed. Handle, you can see the glue. You can see the sticker residue. On the edge here, I don't know if you can see this, but there's a hard edge here. And you can see the marks going, the scratches going straight down, like almost something was pulled right against there. And those are pretty hefty, deep scratches. And those are really hard to get out because it's on that edge. Normally you don't want to polish directly on an edge like that. That's where the paint is going to be the thinnest, and that's where it's going to be most prone to burning the paint or buffing till there's no more paint there. So we want to be careful with that. But you can see somebody already polished it because you can see we found more polishing residue left in those cracks there. Ooh, look at this right here. So this is what we found earlier in the wash bay, and we'll get a little close up. These are pigtails. This is most likely a dust nib was there from the factory, and they used probably probably a little 2-inch buffer, and just buff that out real quick, and then really didn't finish polishing it out, and that's what you got left behind, is all those pigtails there. This is the driver side front wheel. We're actually gonna be taking these off and doing some polishing, because you can see there's some deeper scratches in it. Look at that deep scratch in there. I couldn't get that part right there. See, it's still dirty. That's why we're gonna end up taking these off and really clean them and clean those calipers really well. It's hard to get this wheel super, super clean the way we want it when it's on the vehicle still. Come to the back of the car. And again, you got more hazing. Deeper scratches over here. Again, most of these deeper scratches will come out. See like this, when you see the actual white in that scratch, that's a little deeper. Look at that crack. Full of compound, full of polish. That whole entire edge right there. And this is what's hard as a detailer. You know, you got all these edges here, and really that's the prone spots where you can burn, and I don't know how far this guy went. You know, he probably had a high speed and buffed the crap out of it. You know, we could be really thin here on these edges where we just go to polish it, and it could easily burn through, and then who's to blame? I mean, we're the last one to touch it, so we'll be very gentle on these edges here, just knowing that somebody already had a buffer on them. Back of the vehicle, you can see some deeper scratches. This is gonna be a plastic bumper, so it's a little different polishing these. You can't heat these up as much because there's nowhere for the heat to go. Where you have a metal panel, the heat can dissipate. Doesn't happen the same way on plastic panels here. We'll get in there with the small buffer. You know, that car like this, you got a flat black car. This thing's huge. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but in person, this thing, there's a lot of real estate on this thing. I mean, this is gonna be 20, 30 hours of work. Easily. Oh, that's weird. Look at that. This appears to be a different color. Almost metallic looking. You can see those. I don't know if you can see those little tiny dots. See those dots? They don't feel like anything. It's perfectly smooth. Huh, goes out into there. That's odd. That's not normal. This appears to be damage. It may be glue. It may be overspray. We got some chips on the quarter panel here already. Moving on. Deeper scratch there. You got a couple rock chips on the fender there. Some more of that, whatever it is, metallic flake. More glue. Those appear to be a couple good scratches on the actual chrome. I don't know if that is glue or if it's a scratch yet. We'll find out when we get some adhesive remover on it. Look at that. Okay, so can you see that? Maybe it's better without the light. There it is. That looks like overspray, paint overspray from a body shop, which I suspect some of that stuff is overspray back there. Some of this stuff you just can't explain. I don't know what it's from. I don't know exactly what it is. I know we can fix it. I've seen that plenty of times before. All right, there we go. We got a lot of work ahead of us. First step is we're gonna get the adhesive remover. We're gonna remove all those glue marks on the trim and the chrome and the sides back there. And then we're gonna start our paint correction process. All the adhesive came off this vehicle very nicely. Now it's time to make this car beautiful. We start by using an aggressive microfiber pad and a compound to remove the heavy scratches and swirls in the paint. can see the difference with this side-by-side shot. Once all the bigger defects are gone, we're left with all these micro scratches, which will be removed with a second, less aggressive polish and pad, leaving the paint looking like a mirror. Cleaning and polishing the wheels. For 249 miles, I have no idea how these wheels look so beat up already. After I give them another wash, I use the mini polisher and attempt to remove all the defects. They did not all come out perfectly, but they look a lot better than they did. After I polish the wheels, we spray them down with a high temperature ceramic coating specifically made for wheels. We put the wheels back on and torque them back to factory specs. And Oscar and Chris finish the last step of polishing before we bring this car into the clean room for the paint coating. We put just under 40 hours into the Bentley and it's looking proper like a brand new car should now. Unfortunately, all too often, this is the case we see with brand new cars. If you have a brand new car yourself on order, we have a couple tips and advice for you. Call the dealership before the car comes in and let them know, don't wash it, don't take any of these stickers off, take it as is and bring it to a detail shop that has a good reputation, who knows how to properly take care of it. You're gonna save a lot of time and money with the prep. on a brand new car, because you've seen what we put into this one and how much damage you can do in such little time. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like the video, subscribe it, share it, and we'll see you next time.